Oh, wow.
Is this thing on?
1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Is this thing on?
It let me know that we went.
Is this thing on?
It won't let me know that we went live in the corner.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Oh, there's feedback somewhere.
Over here?
Yeah, there's feedback. Like you're delayed.
When I talk to you?
Like I'm still saying, is this thing on?
What are you hearing?
I don't know. I just heard myself talk just now. Like there's a minute delay.
I don't have any feedback over here.
It's a delay. So here's the thing. We're gonna do this video and I don't even know what to do right now. So I'm wondering, let me see something. There's a minute delay. You can't stop the delay. It's you gotta figure it out.
But where are you here? Where are you hearing it?
Why do you don't have people on?
People where?
Like, do you have 2 apps?
No.
Hi, y'all. I'm late.
It's the same as when it was over there. It's a minute delay.
We didn't.
Yeah, because we didn't pay attention to the laptop.
So why can't
Because in order for me to mute this, I got to hear her. We're in 2 different places. I won't be able to hear her. Like all this is going right now. It's going to play in a minute. As y'all see, yeah, as y'all see, we're in 2 different places.
Do y'all hear a delay?
It's not necessarily a delay that they can tell, but remember how when we did the last video, we had to not look at the laptop?
Yeah.
It's that.
So are you hearing a delay?
I hear you in present time, but now I hear the video.
On your laptop on here?
Can you explain it?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Let me see.
okay, so they say they don't hear the delay. That's what they're saying in the comments, but there's got to be something on your computer that you can mute.
I muted it. I muted YouTube. They won't hear the delay.
Okay, but can you hear me?
Because I cut it off.
You don't hear a delay?
All right, so.
Oh, it's better? Okay, good.
Yes.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hey, word. Oh.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop, okay, I dropped YouTube totally down. So now, all right, so we wanted to talk to y'all today about why we are in 2 separate houses.
Let's talk. Yes. I know things look the same.
Yeah.
I know it looks the same, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Just give me a second here. I'm sharing it to a couple of places.
Okay, sure.
Sharing a video.
No problem. I'm trying to find my notes because I'm a responsible person. Where are my notes? There go my notes.
Those are your talking points.
These are the talking points. But
For the crowd.
no, she's sharing.
Hello, husband.
Hey.
Getting it out here.
And maybe if I go here, I can see the comments, right?
I got it.
Okay. You done sharing?
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and get started. So we wanted to talk about, there's been, I guess, some discussion. We wanted to talk about the experience of two homes versus one home, because a little bit of history on us. If you don't know, we have lived in the same home for about 7 years, sharing our cooking spaces, sharing our chill space, any, I want to say, decorative ideas or anything like that. We have shared it all. But now we are in two different houses, and we were already going to come and talk about it, but somebody did happen. A couple of people happened to ask the question, why? Why two homes? Why did we choose to do two homes? So that's what we're here to talk about with y'all today. Coco, y'all.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Okay, so yes,
Why two homes?
why two homes?
Why two homes?
Why two homes?
Me?
So when I heard that question was like, wow, what do they mean? Why two homes? I mean, why not two homes? You know, we have the size for it.
The space, we got to.
Yeah, we have the space for it. I just think like if you put it up on an Einstein chart, there's just way more benefits to two houses over one. It kind of sets the tone for more of a community style. Like growing up back home, land is passed on. And I remember my grandmother got this big, acreage, and all the kids just built on it. And that's what you will find with a lot of families. You'll find this family-owned property and the generations just pick a spot and build on it. So you'll find everybody on that property related. And you'll call it the yard. And that's where you get the term from yardie, which is, someone who just hangs out in the yard. And the yard is just, the open space between the houses on this big property that is all shared by family members, some generations away, first cousins at least, so that was, so, just setting it up like that was a draw for me, I would say. And then you look into the other benefits, like you have the multiple women with, each of them having kids. So then in the future, like it's just easier to, to pass this down to this one's kids, this other one down to the other's kids. It makes it easier. Later on, if we decided to move, if in some years we get tired of doing this and we decide, let's move back to the city or let's do something else or whatnot, then it seems like the two small houses will be easier to rent than the two bigger houses. Than one big house, because we definitely wouldn't sell, right? Because we want to keep it in the family. So it just seems it'll be, that's easier economic opportunity in that regard there. Then you have the aspect of just, giving each wife, the security of their own personal and private domicile. that is owned, in part, me and them together. Then you get to, there are a lot of other benefits to the multiple houses as far as like, each individual relationship. Come on, help me out. You've been talking about.
Oh my God.
We're listening to you.
It's
Like,
supposed to be
yeah.
y'all's video.
Yeah, but like he was saying, being able to rent an 8-bedroom house versus 2 4-bedroom houses seems much easier. There's
Rent out, especially in the country.
Yeah, we're in the country.
In the country, it's like, who's gonna rent this big 8-bedroom house? It's easier to rent out 4-bedroom houses. It also makes it more like a ranch. Like, you're not gonna really go to a ranch and it's just one house.
Right.
It's giving more that, this self-sustained community feel with multiple dwellings on it. Also sets the stage to where, there is the tone of the multiple houses, so it'll be nothing to add another one, or it'll be less to add another one if one of the kids want to throw up one for themselves, or an in-law needs to, an elderly in-law needs to be, needs to move in closer, or something like that.
Yeah, and I think did we already talk about the amount of room we have out here, the space?
Yeah. I mean, in the homestead area of the properties, maybe I want to say 2 acres. What do we all say? Maybe
about 2 acres.
Yeah, about 2 acres if you stretch it, and it just seems like there's a lot of land to share. It just allows us to also establish like dominance on the property instead of just this one house. We have these multiple.
Yes, for when the zombies come.
Yeah, because that's important. But also, I wanted to just to put it in perspective, because when the people asked, and everybody sounds kind of sad or whatever, but it's one of these things. Yeah, I kind of had to put it in perspective. They were like, why? But it's like I had to put it in perspective though. Honestly, here's one house, here's the other house.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's 2 houses, but it's not necessarily separate living.
Yeah.
Right? It's not separate living. It's 2 houses, but it's not separate living because they're right up on each other. I mean, you look like
wings.
You look out the window, like looking at the other house right now.
Right, and it's like as soon as I step off my back porch, I'm in the back of her house, like within 2 seconds. I'm like right there. So
go over there so they can see how close.
Yeah, like you should run.
Mark,
ready,
get set,
go.
As he takes his time, he messing up my whole thing. All right, I'm gonna do it when I hear the door open. All right, go. There you go.
Hurry! You turned around to close your door.
They're gonna be like, they live like 5 acres apart, y'all. They lying.
It took him forever.
It took him, but he done got on a dirt bike and everything, trying to come over there. Lord,
you did a 5 mile minute. It took forever to come over here.
My gosh!
Look. Ta-da!
I have been
just being a responsible homeowner.
My son's over there fighting people on the
computer. Oh. Somebody said Big Love style. Yes, like we're sharing the backyard.
Pretty much.
Like on Big Love. Exactly.
Let's see. Do we have meals together?
Yes.
Every night.
Every night our meals are together.
Yes.
Either she cooks or I cook.
Yep.
And we do not cook 2 separate meals for 2 different households. Everybody, you either come over here and get your plate, or come over there and get your plate. And the adults typically will end up eating in the same area, and the kids will eat whichever house they please,
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
We do weird stuff like call each other on the phone.
Yes. Yes, we call, talk on the phone.
And I'm walking over there the whole time.
Yes.
I'm at your bedroom door right now.
Hey, don't let me be in there talking trash. Door open. What? I'm like, why are you in here?
Sometimes the meals are split.
Yeah.
Part of it is cooked in one house. The other
Oh,
part
yes.
is cooked in the other.
She'll reach out and,
They do that a lot.
yeah, it's like, can you cook the sides? Can, you know,
Yeah.
she'll tell my daughter or something, cook the rice and
Yeah.
bring the rice over here when you're done. We set up a grill outside and we grill together, and you know, she'll be over in my house seasoning her food. What do you do? We come over there. My son. What does he want? But
They
no.
live between the houses. But yes, she's totally right.
Yeah,
It's
all
very
of that.
communal.
Yes.
Very communal.
And you know, we were trying to think of pros and cons. Like we were trying to talk about it and think of pros and cons. And I'm like, well, my con is I had to walk all the way over there. But honestly, if it was one full house, I'd have to walk all the way over there anyway. And in order to like, you know, it would be the same size. It would be the same square footage, you know. So
I tried to mitigate that with some little intercom system and didn't quite work out well. Trying to save us from walking between the houses.
We could do something.
I didn't know that. Really, we tried that.
But we got
Google
runners.
things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the two nets.
But it's only not working right now because I don't know how to set mine up right now. I have no idea. I don't remember my password or nothing.
My cord's gone, so.
All right. Well, we'll try that again another time.
But we got runners though.
You know, I want to say like I was, for example, I've been sick this past week.
Yeah.
And she knew I needed to actually get out the bed and go outside and have some fresh air. So she's talking about come around to my window and talk to me.
Don't come in my house.
Yeah, she's like, don't come in my house because you're sick. But come around to my window and talk to me. So I put my little thing on and I put my little flip-flops on. Totally slowly walked around there, and she's expecting me at the back window, but I actually took the long way around. So when I get up, I go to the front and I hear her screaming, "Where are you at? Where are you at?" I'm like, "Hey." She's like, "Hey." So, you know, I'm talking at the front door. She won't let me in, but I'm standing outside getting my
and look at her.
I'm better. It's a miracle. Yes. It worked.
Yes. Everybody's been sick but me.
But her. She's so talented because watch next week. She gonna be down.
Somebody coughing over there. I'm like,
no, to vacate the premises. Is that one of mine?
No, it was mine.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Somebody asked, are the homes exactly the same? Yes and no. Yes and no. What do you call it? Is it flipped or mirrored? What you call it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they are.
Yeah?
Yeah, they are. Because if you look at the last video, it's a ranch modular design. So it's two houses that's supposed to come together with an adjoining common area that's supposed to make one big house. So, you know, not to have anything not matching up or anything. It's pretty much the same house, just like reflected, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty, it works out because believe it or not, me and her have the same taste in a lot of stuff. Y'all would not believe it.
Oh, it's so funny. Because we're trying to decorate, you know, for ourselves. Like when we're separate like this, like we get our own like individual places to express ourselves, and we can do our kitchens the same. And there's so many times we end up picking the same thing.
Yeah.
Or just
like,
loving
dang, I was gonna get that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think we had options on everything. We had options on this.
Everything.
We had options back there, and we all of that absolutely. We 100% like the same.
Absolutely.
Go on, Pastor Dowell. Thanks for tuning in. But yes, you know, so I mean, I'm looking at pros and cons.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we already said that I kind of alluded to it. We get to express ourselves
Yeah.
in our own houses. Being that we were living together for so many years, we would buy things together.
Yeah.
And you know, we make sure we had things together and things like that. But this way, if I want one type of thing, I can get it. If she wants one type of thing for her house, she can get it.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, we talked about the music.
Oh yes, the music. Yes. Yeah. I come from a generation. Oh no, sure. Music, playing music all the time, listening to music. We love music. And
Okay, we're back. Hang on. Wait. It's back. Ah! But I can't hear anything because I'm muted. Oh,
unmute.
I am unmuted.
Hey.
You're unmuted too.
Okay.
Oh.
So yes, like we were saying, we're talking about music.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, music. Difference in, the music. It's just different. Like I listen to pretty much nothing but 90s hip hop and R&B. Like
basically what you guys are trying to say is that you get to express your individuality a little more.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. She said she listened to 90s R&B.
Yeah.
I listen to.
She was about to give them her entire playlist.
She about to get a playlist. She was like, no. I listen to everything. I listen to mostly classic rock. Like them kids is asking how many times you gonna play the Beatles.
So
no, I don't mind that. I don't mind any of your music. Your music is
wait, no. I was talking about the kids. I know you're good, but it's one of these things. Even with you, like that's okay. So that is one of the cons, kind of living together. It's one of these things. Like, man, yes, I want to hear the Beatles again for the same song for the 7th time, but I gotta consider the fact that other people around me might not want to hear that. And so, but this way, I'm all the way over here. And if I want to blast it 16 times, I can tell my kids, go outside if you don't like this.
She's gonna kick the kids out. She's kicked the children out.
Right.
So in short, two houses are separate living. The wives having their own personal domiciles allow them to express their individuality more.
Yes, sir. He's like, okay. But okay, so what else?
The pros, what else have you guys experienced?
So there's a question. Crystal Fraser said, I'm not understanding what made the change from living together to this.
Oh, well, I mean, we talked about it
Because
early on
we
in the
can.
video.
The main thing is because we can, man. An opportunity presented itself. We had the resources, which we have the space. We have the ability to, to make it like right next to each other to do. Like we were part of this community, this online community years ago, and there were, lots of people, lots of
Religious people?
not religious people, but just
I said polygynous.
polygynous
Yeah.
people, just a large group of people practicing the plural wife lifestyle. And what a lot of people said was that the ideal, the ideal form, the best setup, living setup is like a duplex setup.
Mhm.
It's like each wife has their separate spot, but it's right close. It's right next to each other. It's close. It's on the same property.
Mhm.
So when you're looking at a shared house, one house, and all the wives are in that house, or you're looking at the multiple homes, you have like what they call the dislocated polygyny, where you'll have a man having a wife over here on this side of town and another wife over here. There's the benefits in that. There's the benefits in the one home. But what I remember, a lot of people said that the ideal, the best one they've seen is where it's separate homes, but it's on the same property. Also, it is more reminiscent of the culture I come from, where land is passed down to the generations, not really like chopped up and handed off, but there's this one big family land acreage, and each, anybody who can, or when they get ready to, they designate a spot, or the patriarch designates a spot for them, and they build their house on that spot.
Yeah.
And you have this communal type living, so where my grandmother had this big land, and all my aunts and uncles lived on it, and all my cousins just grew up on it together. And lots of people, that's the culture I'm from, lots of people grew up like that, and that's where you get the term yardie from, because it's called that space between the houses where everybody hang out and chill and meet up is called the yard, and someone who hangs in the yard is called the yardie.
Yard boy.
Yeah, yard boy.
Yeah. And
Um,
and so like she's saying, when I decided to go poly, your videos helped me to understand so much, and I thought your dynamic as a whole family was what you guys pushed. What changed?
The thing is,
Nothing really.
Yeah, nothing changed. It's still a whole family.
it's still one family. It's just, I think what should be understood is that I think what should be understood is that there's also other reasons. The house we were in was one size, and
Yeah, the
we got
kids.
space.
But then we could have. You should come.
That's okay. You come here. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. She's like, hi.
I guess you cannot really say like we outgrew it, because we could have gotten.
We could have gotten one, but wait a minute. Wait, your son. Wait, there's a tiny child. And you might need to. Hey, don't you get on this screen and oh, it's hilarious.
Come.
Come on, if you want to. Look at me, he's like, I don't know if I want to. Come on, big. What do you call him? What's his name?
Tall boy.
Tall boy.
Tall boy.
Hi.
Hi.
Young boy, tall boy.
Young boy, tall boy. Oh. Did you see him run across the screen? Oh, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Come closer though.
Can you come closer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello?
I told you I can't. We can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
All right. So what were we saying? We were talking about the. Oh yeah, she was saying basically like you tricked her.
No, we didn't trick you. We didn't trick you.
What?
Yeah, there are many different ways to do polygyny and still be considered, one
this is
one
not-
family. There's nothing set in
Yeah.
stone. You know.
And this is an evolution, man.
Yes, and you call it
You know.
an expansion.
Yeah. This is not a separation. This is more of an expansion. Look at it like that. It's more of an expansion. It's not a separation, more so than it is an expansion.
These houses will adjoin with a common
Yeah.
area
And
Mhm.
in the soon.
I just saw it as a better way to utilize the sheer size of the property. It allows us to establish more dominance on the landscape, instead of just one structure. It also sets the tone for like communal living, to where like, in the future, whatever happens, whether it's the kids, whether it's, like I said, an in-law, or whether it's another one, we could put another house there easy. We could.
Wait.
It kind of sets it kind of sets the tone for expansion, for at-will expansion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Camilla Dove. Thanks for becoming a member, and stay tuned. Like, we appreciate you. So thanks so much, sis, for your support with us. Yes. Yes.
And man,
Yes.
like, to me, the two houses, well, there's the saying, they say one house benefits the man, two houses benefit the women. There's this
Yeah.
saying in the culture, they say that. They say, well, the one house, that's just for the man because it's easier for him. He doesn't have to stress himself out with the back and forth. It's less homes for him to financially take care of, provide for. It's less bills to pay. So it's like, if a man want to practice this lifestyle, the one home kind of makes it easier for him. But the two home, they say the two home benefit the women because it gives them their own personal space. It gives them more security. In such a situation, I guess even when you look at like in the Torah, you would have Jacob going into his wife's tent, right? Or was it the other way around? They went
No,
into his
Jacob
tent.
went into.
So yeah, so each of his wife had a tent, and he went into his wife's tent. This way is actually the more universal way that it is practiced, where each wife has their own private domicile. This is seen, this is more, I would say more in a lot of cultures, that's the way they do it. And so one house benefits the man, two houses benefit the women. I just told you. Speaking from the man's point, like, there's benefits in the two houses, man. There's like, the two houses, especially the way we have it where it is on the same property, that eliminates the stress of going from one house to the other because it's right there, as you guys have seen in this video. So with that being eliminated, man, it's you got two houses. Each of them have a master bedroom. It's like,
An awesome bathroom.
I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it without being humble about it, I would say. I mean, I don't know how else. It's two houses. You have, either here or over there.
Yeah, the
It
brother
does
bought two
also
houses.
allow, like, it allows each relationship privacy, which actually, when they say the two houses, the one house benefits the man, sometimes it stresses you out when you have issues with one wife. It will rub up on the other wife a certain way, or, and sometimes, man, like that complicates things. So now we're getting into a more, how you call it? A different discussion here where we talk about, like conflict that's going to arise. And I'm speaking from the man's standpoint. Don't stay right there. Don't go anywhere. So, like I say, so it's like you have these two women in the house, and you have issues with this one here, and then depending on how you handle it, you might have to deal with, this one, how she may feel about it or whatever. There's just like different energies and how they bounce off each other and different things, and it compounds it. So when they say the one house is for the man, I would disagree. Like the two houses, it benefits the man in a way because it benefits the man as well, because it allows him to separate each relationship and deal with each one, even organically, not deal with that one like this because he deals with the other one like that.
Yeah.
Just deal with each one more as an individual relationship, which would be better for the relationship, and it may be like less stressful in just him having to govern each one, not just that separation just simplifies it and allows him to manage himself better.
Yes, I would also like to, I guess, say that we spent so many years like building up. I want to say it's a strong and pretty decent base with the three of us together. We spent so many years doing that, and now it's like one of the pros is that with the two separate households, each relationship gets to be each marriage, because we don't believe that we all married to each other.
Yes, no, we're not all married together. We're not a throuple. We're not a throuple. I repeat, we're not a throuple.
This is not a throuple situation.
That's not what we do.
It's not poly.
No.
And we so is polygyny.
This is polygyny. So it's one of these things where this is one individual marriage, and then this is one individual marriage, and things that need to be worked on between those two people can be worked on, and any strengths and stuff that need to be developed, quality time, all that kind of stuff. Because when we were together, I mean, it was fine. We would have our quality time would often be spent together. It's often, and it's often spent together now, but still, but there's more of a separation now where it's good. It's a good thing,
This gives you options, man.
It does.
So you could still have it like that then, how it was then, when it was just the three of us hanging together. We could still have it like that, and then on the individual nights, it just makes the separation. And I think there was a few videos where we spoke about that, and I spoke about that. It makes it easier to separate each individual relationship and give each one what it
allows him to be a husband to us individually.
Yeah, right.
And when we want to all hang, we hang.
Yeah, we hang. And when I got here earlier, I was like, it's a nice day. I'm surprised y'all not outside.
Yeah, no.
I was like, what's up? Why we not outside? Chilling?
Had a migraine. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, poor thing. But that's what we end up spending our time together. Somebody's asking, does the husband have his private space? He's on his way over there, so we can ask him.
I have a question for you.
Oh, see how quick he's over there?
I have a question for you. Do you have your own private space?
Do I have actually I do. I actually do, man. I actually have a set. If you look at one of the videos, you would see that I actually do have another house that I rent in a whole nother city. So yeah, I actually do. Yeah, I got a lot of real estate under my belt, man.
Right.
Sorry. Well, no.
He ain't got nothing.
Oh, that's right.
He ain't got nothing.
Upset. You gotta take a page out of Lil Wayne's book.
I'm gonna have to cut all that out. Exactly.
Edit. I don't know anything about that. We're gonna put up a screen.
I
My
like the Men in Black.
did I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear any
So,
of that.
but yeah, I guess honestly, technically he does. I mean,
he does.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
man.
yeah, but
He gets his
outside
own space.
Enough of it.
So let me ask you a question.
Like too much.
Let
of
me
it.
ask you a question.
too much of it.
Yeah,
Too much
of it.
space.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
So like, what would you suggest to a man that is in polygyny and he wants to expand? Like, what would you feel is his first step?
Expand in which way? Like
Real estate, land, or whatever. Like the cart before the horse. Like, what should he look into first? Land, or just like buying a house, or would you suggest like he does it from the ground up, or like is it just based on finances?
first of all, that sounds like a whole nother video. But yeah, I would need to like properly think about that.
Stay tuned for the man's video. He said it. He's gonna do a man video. He said it.
Yeah.
He said it.
I mean, they say when you
Oh,
start
wow.
building
That's
wealth,
always
the first
good.
place you gotta start is with life insurance. That's typically what they say. Get you some
Life insurance. Yes, life insurance is
And
necessary.
then, first, you say which one goes first, the cart or the horse?
Yeah.
Well, the way it goes, like, you gotta first secure the horse that pulls the cart, which is what life insurance is.
Life insurance.
So,
Oh yeah.
and then would you get, like you say, a house, land?
Yeah.
I mean, we just, go look at our other two videos and the previous two, which talks about like buying land and the considerations therein, and then all what you're going to have to go through to develop that land, depending on what condition it is. I would say go look at there, see what we're doing, see if that's something you want to do. I would say like this is actually working out for us very well. What you say?
I say so.
I mean, I love it, man. Being out here, it is on some, it's definitely an upgrade. Yes, the 2 houses is an upgrade. The 25 acres is an upgrade. The, sitting a quarter mile off the street, the privacy, all of that stuff. Just the possibilities, just all the land at your disposal, the possibilities, the ideas we have for it, things we're going to do. It's definitely an upgrade. The 2 houses, man, it's like, I read a guy, well, I wouldn't say that because I don't want to put anybody down, but yeah, we're still for the 1 house, man. We're for like, get it how you can. We did a video about like broke with multiple wives, right? And basically the video was like, hey, move forward, do what you can, move forward. Don't worry about what people say. So if your thing, if right now it's the 1 home, the benefits in the 1 home is like you can like hunker down, you can save on expenses, right? So you'll have, everybody in the 1 house, and you have the 1 electric bill, the 1 water bill, all of that. So they are the benefits. So you can save money, build your, how do you say, stack your people up quick, so you can go do something with it. We did live that way for like 5 years, and we did extract that benefit from it, where we were able to stack our cash flow up, and now here we are. I mean, that's not quite, I wouldn't let you in, but it's simple math. So there is that benefit where you can, come together under 1 roof, and build your wealth quick, as far as having more cash flow to do extra stuff. But when you can, if you're able to do like what we did, get property, get your family out from the judgmental eyes that feel like you're polluting their community with your degenerate lifestyle. That's what they're going to look at you as. If you do amass the resources to be able to pull it off, it's like, yeah, you get to live like a king, out here on your property, you have, you provide for each wife, each of them have their own spot, you come here and you just like, it's what it is. I can't explain what this guy.
Quick shout out to Sean K. Owens, son of Yah. Thank you for becoming a membership of Friends of the Family.
Yay.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Thanks for thinking of us, and stay tuned because we got lots of things coming.
Yeah. Oh.
Somebody
Yeah.
has. You see a couple of questions there.
Go for it.
Which one?
Whichever one. Hold on, my squirrel is going off. Hold on.
Okay, squirrel.
Which one is it? That?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. What's question?
Which question you want to do? We want to do Christopher Harlan's question.
Sure.
So he says, as a polygynous husband, do you seek counsel from one wife regarding how to manage your marriage with another wife?
Where's the water, man? Do you seek counsel from one wife on how to manage your marriage with another wife? It's something that's going to happen. If sometimes, situations may arise, and it will happen in front of people. So some people are going to be privy to it, and then there's going to be conversations about it. As far as seeking counsel from them as to how to do it, you can, because there's benefits in it. If that other wife is, if she's not malicious, then just having that third perspective can be a benefit, especially if it happens in front of them. I mean, if it's a situation like us and we all know each other, none of these women are wives that I have over here across town by themselves. So they both know each other. So if you have a situation like that where the relationship was kind of built like that, then that third perspective could be very valid because they do know the other character and they have seen the way you mesh with that other person. So you can, you'd have to be strategic about it, at no point should you let the other woman feel like they have a degree of control over, the other woman and what goes on, what would happen there. So you have to, if you're going to do it, you might, first of all, if that's the kind of wife you're dealing with, if she may seek to be unfair to her sister over there or to do anything malicious, then you shouldn't go there. You probably shouldn't have a woman like that in your mix to begin with,
Message.
But do respect your wife. Don't take it in a form where that sister, it could anger the other sister or stir any emotion. So man, if you're not a ninja, don't do it.
You're not a ninja.
I was about to bust it too. Oh no, that's not me.
I think I would say when it comes to the three of us, there's something I always say. I say it to y'all and I say it to any friends or associates or anything like that. It's not a perfect science. It is an imperfect science. So we have our days when people ain't perfect and things ain't necessarily right. That's going to be anywhere in your friendships, your paternal, maternal relationships, any kind of relationships you have. But yeah. I think that we can say with the three of us that when we are, let's say, I guess, advising during conflict, if we're advising somebody, I don't think there's ever any malintent. I don't think anybody is trying to be like, what did you say, malicious? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we're malicious towards each other, whether we, fully understand the situation or not, or anything like that. I don't think we would ever give advice or
Bad
something,
advice.
right, with the intent to harm. We would never do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about here. It's like you might not get it, we might not know everything
Mhm.
about the situation, but it's never any intention to mess something up over there or over here. We don't do that.
It's almost like that one video we did where it was the women the people involved have to have, like, it wasn't
Right. Good intentions.
good intentions.
Yeah, the people involved gotta have good intentions. We said that on one of the videos.
Yeah.
One of the ones on the
being
deck.
just and
Yeah.
good in life, then it's gonna transfer into your relationship, and you're just a good person. You just try to be good to each other.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
something. Yeah, this is a dynamic, man, where this is going to work. If everybody has good intentions, then this will work. And a lot of people don't, because there's not much culture and community supporting this. So there's not much accountability. There's not much community accountability with this.
Yeah.
So because of that, it leaves a lot of room for game players to come in. So gotta be careful. But we might be going into a different video. We might want to. Somebody asked how the kids are adjusting, and I think that's a valid question.
That's a valid question. So it's Crystal Frazier, and so we know, based on her previous conversation, we know that she already know that we in this and everything. So when she's asking how the kids are adjusting, she's asking how they're adjusting to being into two households instead of one. I would say where we were before, and you have to understand, so we have where we were before and we have where we are now. And where we were before, the house was not very big. And when we started this, the children were not very big. So we could take them and put them in shared rooms and shared areas. So they didn't necessarily have a lot of personal space in the smaller house. Now that we've got the two houses, each individual house is larger than the original house. So there's a lot more space for them, and they now all have their private space. Any types of siblings, it's the same with our children. It's the same type of sibling angst that any siblings are gonna have. Yeah, and so there's bickering, and then there's playing. Everybody's playing together, everybody's laughing together, and there's bickering, and so on and so forth. But this allows them, I want to say, I guess, more space from each other. We would have had this same more space if we had done an 8-bedroom household. They would have had more space. So that's just simply because of us moving. But every day they play together, some people.
They have free ranging between the houses. So they'll just come and go as they please in between the houses.
Yes.
We'll start looking to see what this one has in the fridge.
I don't know who's in my house.
She's like, who is this?
Looking to see what this one has in the fridge, then go see what the other one has in the fridge. Come in your deep fridge to look for stuff. So they just come and go in between the houses. They'll all be in this house.
They come and go between the houses. They get together and they go hiking. They go off into the land, and they'll be gone
down into the woods, hiking
into the woods.
Yeah.
At night, middle of the night,
during the fog and in the snow,
rain.
And that's the other thing too. When people are looking at like the difference, one house versus two houses, I think the bigger difference that needs to be considered is now it was city living, and now it's like in the country ranch living. So even back in the city, we didn't live indoors as much. We were always on the deck, always in the garden.
Outside.
Now it's even more of that. So even with the kids, they still live together, but they're outside. They're out there on the swing I threw up for them, or they're out there riding their ATVs, or they're in the back went hiking, or you'll see like the two boys there. They have like a training swords, so they'll be fighting with the swords.
Yeah.
They'll be sparring with the swords. So there's still that unity, that ehadness. It's just that, there's
I just see it as
there's
just
two kitchens.
Yeah, it's just
There's-
two wings.
Yeah, it's like two wings. It's like two suites, two
Yeah.
big master suites.
But
It's
it's
just-
pretty much one
It's-
house.
It's the same. We tried designing it anyway, because remember, we kept trying to design it so there were multiple drawings.
we went through, like on the last video, we went through a couple different concepts. Do we go with the one big house with like, each end has a master suite? Do we go with like one house with 2 stories and each floor is a separate apartment for each wife? Do we, and then we just decided that this had the most benefits long-term and short-term, like we discussed earlier in the video. If we were to rent it, it would be easier to rent them individually than rent this one big old house in the country. That for the kids living something back with multiple kids, just the multiple houses made more sense over the one house, and then it just sets the stage to just easily add additional houses as we please.
Yeah. Someone asked, do you have a tree for a tree house?
Yeah, we actually there's a whole werewolf tree down there with faces on it.
Yeah, there's a creepy tree out there.
We actually had a tree house at the last spot.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I put the tree was not mature enough, so it was still growing. So in the space of like, it's out of there for maybe 8 years, 7 years maybe, and in the space of the 7 years, it just the growth of the tree just kind of may warp the house and mess with the
Warp the
structural
tree house.
structural integrity. So then I had to take it down.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody says, how do you explain all future plans? Very detailed, or having a simple conversation about the general direction that you will move?
No, it's not a simple conversation. It is multiple conversations. It is this ongoing conversation. Future is an important conversation in a marriage. What are we gonna do, next decade? What are we gonna do next year? What are we gonna do next month? So it's not a simple conversation. It is, but I wouldn't say it's a difficult. What would you say is a difficult conversation? It's not. It's not a detailed conversation. It's multiple conversations. It's a continuous conversations, and in these multiple conversations are the details.
Yeah.
Yes, like for example, like I was just talking about the drawings. Our husband is very capable. He's very capable at drawing. He's an artist. He just like doesn't really like go into that arena. He uses it to, put down basically like we're talking about our future expectations and things that we're building. So this is why when it comes to the land, the property, he already started mapping things out. But when it came to we're moving, we're going to go out there, what are we going to do? There were multiple conversations. Yes, it was an ongoing discussion where it's like, stop, family meeting, because the two of us are talking.
Yeah.
We need to call the third one because this is like the three of us need to talk. And,
the thing is, it's like, go ahead.
Oh, he might unveil like the next drawing. I've decided this, I've decided that, because the size of the house we had before, honestly, there was only one master bedroom. And we decided, like, since he can draw and he can build and he can create, we want to, at the time, remember at one point we were like, we want 2 master bedrooms side by side. We want 2 big old closets, and we want a secret door in the closets so we can visit each other.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like who wouldn't want that?
Right. And he drew it up.
Like I said,
He's
a few concepts. We went through a few different concepts.
Like, you're like a general contractor.
I am.
This dude is dope.
Yes, he is literally a
Like,
Keep it
drunk.
humble. Man.
Like-
Keep it humble.
Oh, keep him.
I did have to like do all the like the civil engineering of the property when we had to like do the development and redevelop it. I do have to lay down exactly where this is going to go, where that is going to go, where the water is going to run off. You know, we're going to throw a culvert in over here. The driveway is going to come around like here. We're going to put one house there. We're going to have the electricity run here, and then we're going to let it come across there. The well is going to come here, and it's going to feed the two houses like that. The septics are going to be there. They're going to spray into the back over there. So yeah, there was a lot of that went into play. But I think like it was where, you know, everybody has their needs. If you're the man, you're leading the family, you have to understand everybody's needs. You have to know what they want, and you have to put it on the scale, you know, and see, you know, which ones depend on your resources, like, you know, which ones do you fulfill and which ones do you just leave alone. So every time I would just come to them with different designs. And I think at one point y'all did get a little frustrated because I saw, and every time I came with a different design, I would have to sell them on that new design. And at one time, I sold them on a design, and they were sold on it. They liked it, and then I came and then I was like, hey, this is better. Let's do this instead. They're like, but what about the other one? You had me feeling I was already expecting, and you know, so every time I would have to sell it. And I guess ultimately they trust me, you know, so right. So they would just go with, you know, what I wanted. I guess it's cool having somebody with the plan, right? Huh? Yeah, so
Yeah, we like the man with the plan.
Plan it, baby. Yeah. What's next?
Oh man.
That's how
So
what's
is
next?
there anything else? Any more discussion? Anything y'all can think of that we can add? Pros and cons?
I'll move. So you know, like I said, one of the benefits of the one home is the utilities. There's just one set of utilities, one electric bill, one water bill. So with this home, the way we did it, that's not even a big change, because it's almost self-sustained. As soon as we get the solar in, this will be completely self-sustainable. And so electric is like the only bill. And then the electric itself is a co-op, it's a farming co-op. So it's not rated like, you know, like city rates. So even that by itself is cheaper. But you know, so as far as like the additional expense, that's the way we did it. There wasn't much of any additional expense. I think that was important too.
There's a hard question on there.
Yo, that's a question.
A series of hard questions.
So basically, what are we supposed to do when you die?
Man, that looks like a whole nother, but I mean, answer the
Stay
same.
tuned.
And again, you see that
I'm gonna write it
question,
down.
I guess this guy's asking like, you know, what's the plan basically if something were to happen to me? And that is a valid question. And even though we may not answer that question in its entirety now, that question has a part to do with the separate homes.
And the thing that you mentioned in the first place, which was life insurance.
Yeah, so yeah, right. But that's a whole nother video. But yeah, that was like just looking at if something would have happened to me, I figured like, you know, it's just easy that if the man is the binding agent of the family, if it's his household, then it's just easy to give each wife their own separate house, so that if something were to happen to him, they already have their separate house, they're taken care of in that regard. You know, this one is not going to come over here and argue over this, because I mean, this is my house, you know, this is your house over there, this is my house over here. So yes, thinking about that question, what would, you know, what would happen to them if something were to happen to me. That was one of the influencing factors in why I chose the separate house situation. Also, another thing, I guess, to touch on it, try to get multiple like life insurance policies for each wife, and try to set them up in a way that if you have one wife on paper, that she does not have access in time of your demise to come and mess with this other wife's policy.
Big brain.
And we should,
And there's
like,
ways
kind
to
of,
do it. There's ways. It's complicated. I've actually stayed away from talking about that because a little bit of it is actually implicating.
oh
but
no,
there
no,
are-
it's not.
Upset.
Yeah,
But we,
there are ways to do it.
Upset. Someone says no mortgage.
Over here?
huh?
No,
No
no
mortgage.
no mortgage. No mortgage.
What's that?
We don't know what that thing is.
What
that
that?
you
I
talking
don't know
about.
what that is. Mortgage.
No.
That sounds like that.
It's called a death note.
The death note. We don't have no death notes. We
No
don't do
death
no
notes.
death notes. I heard there was an anime.
Give us free.
Yeah, so each one is just on outright, man. So if something were to happen to me, yeah, there is like absolutely nothing that can come in between them and and the houses, which it's security. It's what a lot of wives have in monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
It's what the law provides for a lot of wives in monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're practicing this lifestyle in an area like that, you kind of want to ask the man, and you owe it to the women and your manhood to devise a way to still provide that for each wife that you would have been able to provide in monogamy. Because even like one of the few areas of the Torah that gives us command for managing multiple wives, it says don't take away from from one wife to be able to give to the other husband.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I know. Don't come at me, man.
Don't lessen her stuff.
Don't diminish the
Yeah,
first wife
keep
or the
her
second
where she
wife.
is and all that stuff. Oh, side note, y'all out here not clinging to the wives of y'all youth. Y'all running rampant out in these streets. Y'all need to stop all this nonsense and foolishness. Y'all throwing women away that's been good to y'all for years for the hopes of another wife, and then you wind up with nothing. Shameful. Just shameful.
What is it? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yeah, we'll get into a whole different discussion.
That's a different discussion.
I have to go to my other house.
He gotta go to his other house, so he ultimately he's just saying like wrap it up.
I guess we can go ahead and end it. Sister Camilla asked us if we could do a video about outside education, meaning kind of like homeschool and things like that. And yes, we will do a video about that.
And we should also go back and so if y'all have any other suggestions for videos, like
yes,
it's a way. Homeschool.
Yeah, any subject matters y'all want us, any topics y'all want us to go over.
Put in the comments.
I'll just say like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah,
No, we've
like,
never
subscribe.
done that before. Y'all got us out here looking bad.
Oh no.
Like, subscribe. What's
Yeah.
up?
Comment,
Share.
like, you gotta say like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you for
Like,
watching.
comment, subscribe.
Next week on the menu, I think the next topic for next week is the children.
Yes.
The children, how adding another wife to the mix, how it affects the children. And maybe you might hear directly from our children, depending on how we're going to do it. Going to think
Maybe.
about it. But stay tuned next week for that, where we go into how this affects the children.
Yes. Stay tuned. And that's on. We're gonna do that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
No. We'll be relaxed.
He said next Sunday.
Every Sunday it's a series of.
Do you
Sundays.
understand? Are you looking at me? He said next
Yeah, I'm
Sunday.
exhausted. Whew. Okay, you got it. Yes,
Woo.
and yes, Brother Stokes, you will get your video
Yes.
for the brothers from the
Yeah,
brother
just ready.
from the husband. He will do his video, definitely. Yes.
I'm
Is
gonna
there
cut it.
juice in there?
Get your stuff ready.
Pantry, I'm talking to
Yeah.
you. Well, look at
So now that he's gone.
Now we're gonna tell you the truth.
Ah,
Now
right,
he's
so-
gone. Bye,
Oh,
guys. What?
sorry,
Yes.
hang on.
Yes.
Dope Law asked us what polygyny channels would we suggest, or what channels? You did ask that. I'm sorry, brother. I saw you ask that. Where was it? What channels do you guys watch on YouTube to talk about polygyny, outside of personal relationships? What other polygyny channels to teach you out there? We watch everybody.
We watch everybody.
So you watch everybody.
Yes, we watch everyone, even the nonsense that happens across the waters with certain someone. We watch so we know what not to do.
Yeah, we watch it. We watch it all. So
We watch all of it. Everyone.
watch it all and
Who?
no, I just said watch it all.
Oh.
And if it
I can't-
vibes with you, you know.
Yeah. I can't I don't know, nobody out top of my head, but you know, we got a core crew that we
Yeah,
that we
everybody great.
listen to.
So,
So
all right,
yes.
y'all.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
More videos on
Yes,
Sunday.
coming soon. Yes, on Sunday.
I'm tired.
Shalom.